Hi, welcome back to the final page of our Unit 10, Day 9 review test examples. So number 15, the diameter of a marble is 45 millimeters. Find the volume to the nearest thousandth. All right, so volume of a sphere, right, because a marble would be a sphere. Let me go look at my formula chart. Volume of a sphere is, it's got an S there, that should be a V, 4/3 pi r cubed. 4/3 pi r cubed. Volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, the diameter is 45. So if all the way across is 45, then just halfway across is going to be half of 45, right? So if that's my diameter, then my radius is going to be 45 divided in half, which is 22.5. So that is my radius. All right, so I'm going to do it without the pi. 4/3 times 22.5 to the little up arrow there, third power. When I hit enter, I get my volume equals 15,187.5 pi millimeters cubed. Okay, to find out what that is exactly, I'm going to multiply that answer times pi. And I get a volume approximately equal to 47,712 and 938 millimeters cubed. Exact answer, approximate answer. Suppose the marble cracked in half during forming the two equal pieces. What is the volume of one side of the marble? So we just broke our marble in half, right? So now we're a hemisphere instead of a whole sphere. So we could redo the whole formula with 2/3, right? Instead of 4/3. But since we already have the answer, all we have to do is say, well, I just want half of that sphere, right? I just want half of what I had before. So it's going to be half of the 151.87.5 pi is going to be my volume. So volume equals not 1/2. I'm going to do that in the calculator. 1/2 times the 151.87.5. And if you're worried that that has a rounding, you can always go back and re-enter using your 2/3 and your 22.5 to the thirds. 7593.75. That is without the pi. Okay. So again, I could do 2/3 times, so I'm just changing my 4/3 to 2/3 because I'm only doing half of it, and then the 22.5 to the thirds. And notice, same answer. And then multiply that by pi. So times pi gives me a volume of 23,856.469. And I put the pi in here. So these are millimeters cubed and millimeters cubed. Okay, and again for the approximate one, I could have taken that 47,712.938, and I could have divided that in half and gotten the same answer. Okay, either way, multiple ways to do some problems. All right, we have one more left. We want to find the remaining volume of the cube with the cone removed. So that means on this one, I'm going to be looking at the cube, which is a prism, and then I'm going to be looking at the cone. Okay, so, and we're looking at volume. So when I look at the volume of a prism is area of the base times the height. Oops, I wanted blue. The volume of the cone, if I go look at the cone, volume of the cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. 1/3 pi r squared h. All right, so for my prism, remember the first thing I like to do is I always look at my base and find its perimeter and its area. The base is a rectangle. Or actually, it's a square. It's 20 by 20. So my perimeter is 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, or 20 4 times. And the area of my base is 20 by 20, which is 400. So the area of my base is 400. The height of my cube is 20. So then 400 times 20 is 8,000. So that is the volume of the prism with the cube still in it, or the cone still in it. So now I'm going to look at the cone. My cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. My radius, if it's 6 all the way across the cone, then my radius is 3. And then the height of that cone takes up the whole prism, so it's the same as the height of the prism. It is 20. Okay, so I'm going to do 1/3 of 3 squared times 20. 1/3 times 3 squared times 20. Notice I did not put in the pi. So 60 pi. Okay, to find my volume, I am taking the cone out of the prism. So my volume is going to be 8,000 minus 600 pi. Now, because one has a pi on it and the other doesn't, this is my exact answer. I can't do anything better than that. Okay, but I can get an approximate answer by putting it in the calculator. 8,000 minus 60 pi, which gives me a volume of 7,811.504 cubic centimeters. There is my approximate answer. All right, so there is your review. If you have any questions on anything with surface area or volume or composites or similar figures, make sure you are asking during sync time, after sync time, or if you're an in-person student in class. Thank you so much for watching.